Hey everyone, you guys are in for a treat today as you will be joining us in the journey of making the perfect choux pastry.
Now the secret to a perfect choux pastry is all in that crunch, so let's go ahead and get started on it.
Alright, so the ingredients that we need for this choux pastry are 1 cup of plain flour, 1 cup of water, 3 teaspoons of sugars, 125 grams of butter that's been cubed, and 4 lightly beaten eggs.
Now preparation in making or baking anything is absolutely crucial because you don't want to be running around like a headless chook while this is crazily mixing away. Instead, you want to be calm and collected and in control. So I'm going to start off by setting my oven temperature and preheating it to 200 degrees Celsius.
Baking is a science, so make sure your measurements are accurate. More or less of the ingredients can adversely affect your results.
Now in this particular recipe, water plays an essential role in the amount of moisture that actually is in our pastries. So getting it right and measuring it accurately is absolutely crucial. So what we're going to do first is grab our flour and we're going to sift it out to get rid of any lumps.
Okay, now I'll put in the ingredients. Water, sugar, and butter. Okay, we are done preparing over there. We're going to move this saucepan on the stove. Put it on high heat and bring it to a boil.
Okay, now that it's come to a boil and you can tell that from the bubbles, we're just going to pour the flour in really quickly and turn the heat off completely and start stirring rapidly. What we want to achieve is getting this mass, this like yellow mass, this blob. And that's basically going to be our pastry. As you can see, the mixture is now coming together. We want to make sure we incorporate all the bits of flour into that wet mixture because that's what's going to hold it together and we don't want any lumpy bits. Okay, as you can see, it's come away but it still looks slightly wet. What we're going to do is just turn the heat back on, this time on a medium fire, and we're going to dry it out for another minute. And this is really important to dry it out for another minute given the amount of water we added in at the start. We want to make sure that all this water evaporates so it will help us and enable us to actually get that hollow, crispy inside when our pastry starts to bake in the oven. So just 1 minute will do. Okay, now that I've left it out to dry for approximately 1 minute over the stove, as you can see it's not sticking onto my spatula at all. I know that's ready and that's good. We'll just turn the heat off and go back to our benchtop where we'll continue our preparations.
Okay, this next step is extremely important. Do make sure to let this ball of mixture to cool down for at least 2 minutes.
Why, I hear you ask? Because if like me 2 years ago I didn't actually wait for it to cool down, when it starts beating inside this electric mixer with the eggs, it will start to scramble and become this lumpy, grotty mixture that's completely unusable.
Right, since ours has cooled down, we are going to pop it into the mixer. On a medium speed.
As you can see, it's also very sticky, and that's when you know it's ready. So now what I'm going to do is just fill our piping bag up with our pastry batter. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is just twist it around the top and squeeze it to the bottom basically. Righto, and we're just going to pipe it now. About 5 centimeters in diameter. And about 4 to 5 centimeters apart, like we mentioned earlier, gives them room to expand.
Alright, so these are ready. We are going to pop this into the oven.
As you can see, they have that beautiful golden color now, but we're not done yet. We're just going to continue cooking them for an additional 10 minutes at 150 degrees, and any remaining moisture will then evaporate. So now that these have cooled down completely, we're just going to cut one open and show you that it's hollow on the inside. If you just listen to that, it's really crispy. And that's exactly what we want. There we go. There we are, it's hollow on the inside. Ready to fill with the creme patissiere, profiteroles, or even a chocolate cream. We can make an eclair with that if it was a long one.
Okay, so our top tip for making the perfect choux pastry is to let your mixture from the stove cool before mixing in the eggs to avoid a scrambled mess.
Well, thank you for joining us today in how to make the perfect choux pastry.
We hope that you enjoyed learning it as much as we did actually baking it. Well, see you again next time.
Bye!